I want you to think about the last time you said to yourself, it shouldn't be this way. And I would imagine the odds are pretty good that it had something to do with the fall. That if you trace the fact that it is this way, it eventually goes back to the fall. The fall of Adam and Eve changed everything according to the New Testament. And all the things that we hate about life on earth are that way because of the fall. And until the gospel was preached by the apostles, no one had an answer for why is it this way? And is there anything that can be done about it? That's what it means to live a life of emptiness and worthlessness. To know that something has gone horribly wrong, but you don't know what, you don't know how, and you have no answer for it. That's God's big plan. To reveal to us in Jesus exactly what He planned to do before the beginning of time to get rid of our biggest problem, sin and its effects on this planet. Jesus coming to earth and offering Himself on the cross was not a strategy that He had to come up with at the last minute when Adam and Eve sinned. It's not like a council was called in heaven when Eve partook of the fruit. All right, what are we going to do about this? God knew it was going to happen ahead of time. He had a plan ahead of time. And it's all fulfilled in Christ. And so we think about God's plan and how it's been revealed to us. Suddenly we have answers. We have explanations as to why these horrible things are the way they are. I may not like it. I don't know if I've ever told you, we have no idea medically why my son died. None whatsoever. I've never wanted to know because you know what? I knew that wouldn't do anything for me. Some people, when they lose a loved one, and it can happen to Christians and non-Christians, I'm not saying that at all. Some people, when they lose a loved one, they want to know why. You know, their spouse, their child is killed by a drunk driver. Women will join mad. They want to do something. Child is killed in a school shooting. They want to start advocating for something. When we find out the why of why we've lost loved ones, the immediate physical, this world reasons, we often want to drive our energy behind it. And I don't think that any of that is wrong. But when my son died, even though they couldn't give me a medical explanation, I knew exactly why he died. Not because he'd done anything wrong, but because in the very beginning his first parents sinned. And their actions have stained the human race ever since. If Christ had never come and the gospel had never been preached, I don't think I know any of that. And you know what's worse than not knowing why? I have asked why so many times in my life, losing my daddy, losing my son, health problems, family issues. I have asked why so many times. And I get frustrated in the moment that I don't know the answer because I need to know the answer. I need to know the answer. And I have to remind myself that I may not know why, but I know what can be done about it. That there is coming a day when Jesus is going to bring unity. Maybe a better word here would be harmony to everything in heaven and on earth. What's heaven like? Oh, we think about it. We think about heaven as a place where we're going to get rich, don't we? I have a mansion just over the hilltop. Yeah, I'm going to go up there and live like, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Yeah, that's going to be great. I imagine heaven's pretty fantastic because in heaven there are no needs. You reckon? You reckon heaven's a place where there are no needs? And I don't know exactly how it's going to happen. I don't know the details. I've got a lot of questions as to the nuts and bolts of it. But here in this passage, Paul sets forth what might be the most wonderful part of the gospel besides, we've been saved. It's what we've been saved for. We have been saved for knowing the answer. What can be done about all of this? So in these 4 verses, we have redemption, we have riches, but we also have revelation. That it was previously a mystery, but now in Christ, God has set forth the answer to perhaps humanity's most disturbing question, not why, but the question, what can be done about this? Because you and I may be in horrible circumstances, and we may not know the reason why. But knowing that nothing can be done about it, that's when despair really hits you. If you had a loved one, the doctors came in and said, we can't do anything more for them. Nothing can be done. You know what? I'm okay with living without the answer to why if I know something can be done about it. Something can fix it. Something can put it back into place as it was originally intended to be. My sweet, almost 3-year-old little boy was not supposed to die. He was supposed to grow up. He was supposed to have a life and a family of his own, a career, a lifetime of telling people about Jesus, of modeling what it means to love Jesus. All that's going to be set right one day. Because the ultimate goal of his life was getting to be with Jesus. In the morning that he died, immediately after I told Sarah he was gone, immediately after, my very next words were these. I need you to remember 2 things as we go forward. You and I were tasked to teach him to love Jesus and get him to heaven. And we have succeeded at both, when a lot of parents can't say that. At that moment in time, and even now, nearly 8 years later, we don't know why. But buddy, you better believe we know what can be done about it. There's coming a day when in Christ everything is going to be set right. There is coming a day when Jesus in all of his glory and victory is going to bring a grand finale to this horrible life on earth. And we're going to finally see what we've wanted to see all our lives and never really realized it perhaps. We're going to see everything on earth as it is in heaven.